Hello and welcome to the channel everybody, I'm Jason Storm, and today I'm finally doing my review after about a month or so of having the Fanatec CSL DD. If you're looking for an entry-level direct drive wheel, there's not many options out there. There's the CSL DD, there's the CSL DD with the boost kit, and there's probably, at the time of filming, maybe the Alpha Mini. At the time of filming, the Thrustmaster hasn't come out with anything yet to compete with this. All the other options at a cheaper price point for a wheel drive is belt driven. Now, direct drives are going to be much better in that regard. You're going to feel all the detail going straight into the shaft instead of into the belt and kind of losing all of that feedback before it actually hits the shaft. So having a direct drive entry-level wheel is of benefit over a lot of the other competitors in a similar kind of price point. Now you can get this in the non-boost kit version. This version that I have here is the boost kit version that comes with 8 Newton meters of torque instead of 5 Newton meters of torque, and that has been what I've exclusively been testing on. I haven't tested the non 8 Newton meter boost kit version, the 5 Newton meter, but if I'm being honest, I wouldn't want anything less than this 8 Newton meters that the boost kit provides, especially coming from a 6 Newton meter CSL Elite. And to be honest, the CSL Elite at 6 Newton meters wasn't enough for me. But anyway, on to more of the review of the CSL DD. First up, I want to talk about the first thing you'll probably do when you unbox it, and that's mounting. Now, if you want to see the unboxing, I do have a video earlier on of this a few weeks ago, so check that out if you want to see the box, maybe after this video. But let's get on to the mounting. Now, if you're just mounting onto a regular table, unfortunately, out of the box, this can't really provide that for you. You need to spend a little bit of additional money for a table mount that clamps under the table. If you're mounting it to a cockpit, you're fine. The CSL DD comes with these little T-nuts here, and they just slide into the side or the bottom. Unfortunately, with the CSL DD, you cannot front mount this at all. It is literally side mount, bottom mount, and table mount, and that's about it. Also keep in mind that while they provide the M6 T-nuts, you need to buy your own M6 bolts for this. So don't be caught out, don't order this and not order any M6 bolts. You're not going to be able to mount it anywhere if you don't. And not everyone has M6 bolts lying around of different sizes. So if you're ordering a CSL DD, also order some M6 bolts with the length that you need for either your table or your mount or side mounts. You need to figure that out yourself. Also, in terms of mounting, you don't need a very large space to mount this. It is reasonably small footprint. I believe it's about 16 centimeters by about 17 centimeters, something like that. It's pretty square. And the center of the housing is aluminium and the front and back are plastic. Now, after you mount it, the first thing you'll notice is pressing the power button. You have 3 different color. Your red on the LED is PC mode, yellow is compatibility mode, and green is Xbox mode. Currently, these are not PS compatible, PlayStation compatible. However, there may be a version that will come out in the future, and watch Fanatec will come out and wreck my video like tomorrow or within the next week with a PlayStation version. But anyway, at the time of filming, there is no CSL DD that is PlayStation compatible. However, some people have put these versions onto a drive hub to make them work with PlayStation. However, that is not supported by Fanatec. Keep in mind, a good thing about going a CSL DD instead of maybe a used CSL Elite or something is these are fully upgradable to QR2 when it releases, so you'll be able to get all the newer wheels, newer quick releases. Some people don't like the QR1. It has a bit of play for some people. Fortunately, I haven't had that issue yet. All my wheels seem to be quite sturdy, but that hasn't been the case for everyone. So some people really want to go to QR2, which is something the CSL DD is capable of. Now, of course, after you've turned your CSL DD on, the first thing you'll probably want to do is get into the tuning menu and tune up your CSL DD. That is a benefit of Fanatec, in my opinion. It does have the different tuning menus that you can get to in your steering wheel and do the different settings for different games or different cars, and you can do it all on the fly on the steering wheel in front of you. Now, I'd recommend probably going onto the Fanatec forums and using their recommended settings, or maybe trying out a few different YouTubers' recommended settings for their feedback profiles for those particular games that you're playing. Don't just use whatever comes up on the display. You're going to get a better force feedback with some of the recommended settings. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the driving experience, the force feedback of the CSL DD compared to some of the other wheels I've tried in the past. To be honest, the CSL DD with the 180 boost kit is the most powerful wheel that I have owned personally. Now, there are a lot more powerful wheels out there, like the DD1s, DD2s, Simul Cubes, AccuForces, VOS, SimMagic, Alphas. Unfortunately, I haven't tried those, but personally, coming from the wheels that you're probably upgrading from, I had a G27 gear driven, then I went to CSL Elite belt driven, and now this, I can definitely tell you that this is an upgrade. The force feedback feel is a lot more detailed than what you would get with even a CSL Elite or let's say a Thrustmaster T300 that's also belt driven, and a hell of a lot more detailed than the clunkety clunk, clackety clack that you'll get with a Logitech G27, G29, and etc. All those kind of Logitech wheels on an entry level. When I was on a Logitech G27, all it was a bunch of knocks when I hit a curb, and that was about it. And sometimes also knock in a straight line, which was totally unnecessary. And you have to drive pretty much to what you see and what you hear. Whereas as soon as you go to something like a CSL DD, all of a sudden things change. You can start to rely on the feeling of the actual wheel, what the car's doing, is it going to slide out, is it not going to slide out, where exactly you are on the ripple strips, things like that. The force feedback feel is significantly better than what you'll get out of most entry-level wheels. And keep in mind, the CSL DD is still what at least Fanatec would call an entry-level product. Obviously, all up, including a wheel and pedals, things will get a little bit more expensive than what a G29 or any kind of entry-level Logitech product would be, but it is significantly better force feedback feel. Also, while I'm on the subject, much quieter. Gear-driven wheels tend to be very, very loud and can disturb other people in the house, whereas the CSL DD is ultra quiet. There is no fan on a CSL DD, so you don't hear any fan noise, you don't really hear any motor noise. It is quiet. Even on the DD1s, DD2s, there's fan noise. They've got fans. The CSL DD does not. In terms of the torque, 8 Newton meters, I believe, is enough. Could you go more? Yes. Would more be better? In my opinion, yes. Going off other people's experience, Some people say that this is more than enough for them, and sure, that's fine, but I do think a lot of people out there would also say that this is the minimum you would probably want to use after going from a DD1, DD2, and other more powerful direct drive wheels. I personally wouldn't want anything less than this 8 Newton meters, which is why I recommend the CSL DD with the boost kit. 8 Newton meters, in my opinion, is probably the minimum I would go for a direct drive wheel. In saying that, you're more than welcome to go buy the normal CSL DD. You can always upgrade to the boost kit later if you wanted to, but it is a little bit cheaper to get in a bundle with the boost kit 180. Now, the question I see getting asked a lot, of course, is it worth the upgrade from a CSL Elite or Club Sport wheelbase V2.5 or something like that? And I made a pretty much dedicated video on that. I'll probably leave that at the end of the video, or up in the little cards up top if you're viewing on a capable device. I don't want to go into that too much in this video, but in short, I believe it is. Some of the people in the comments that I've done previous videos on the CSL DD, I've asked them and they have upgraded from a Club Sport wheelbase, and they believe that it is. So I think if you're on a bit of a budget and can't quite afford to go to let's say a 20 Newton meter kind of direct drive wheel, whether that be DD1, DD2, Simulcube, VOS, I think if you're on that kind of budget where you don't want to spend that much money, the CSL DD is actually probably quite good value for money, even with the boost kit. For the power the boost kit provides and the money you're paying, I think is good. For the price I paid for this, which I think was 830-ish Australian dollars delivered. I mean, there's no other wheelbase out there I could get for the same price and deliver the same amount of force feedback and detailed force feedback, and as quiet as this, and probably the versatility of this. So after about a month of using this, I can tell you I don't regret buying the CSL DD, and I would recommend it to other people for that particular price point. Obviously, if you have the money, I'd probably recommend spending that little bit more and maybe going a more powerful direct drive if you can, but that's up to you. Now, I know in this review I didn't get into the nitty-gritty of all the little details and all that. I don't want to do that. There's plenty of other YouTubers out there that will get into the nitty-gritty details. I just want to do a review from the point of view that I whacked it on there, and this is what I feel different. Be sure to check out some of my other videos. Hit that like button if you liked it, subscribe for more videos, and I will see you in the next video.